How's it going?
Good, how are you?
Good. It's a pleasure to be doing an interview with you tonight.
Well, thanks for interviewing me. I love your place.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah, like it. Oh, you got all those pictures up there.
Yeah,
Nice.
well, those are action figures actually, and that's the only poster I have on my wall right now.
Well, you're fixing to have another one. Look what I got you.
Oh my gosh. That's so
Okay, you see
cool.
it? Wait. Oh, here.
Oh my gosh, I love it. I can't wait to hang it up.
Cool, cool.
I,
Yes.
I just saw the movie on Sunday night and I absolutely loved it.
Yay. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty funny, huh? And
It
sad.
really was. There were so many funny moments in the film, and I definitely loved the Las Vegas scene. Your scene pretty much.
Thank you. Thanks. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I have a couple of questions in regards to the movie, and and some questions about how you got involved with the franchise and going from there.
Sure. Ask away.
So, how did you end up getting cast as Mrs. Chen for the Venom movies?
Great question. And I got the audition notice. So how it works is, when there are projects coming out, the casting directors, they put out notices. And then and all the agents and managers gets it. And then they submit actors and the casting directors narrow down on who they want to see. And so I went into the audition, just like any other auditions, and that's how I got involved.
So when you auditioned for the role, what was your take? What was it about your take on the character, uh, that made the team like you so much?
Oh my gosh, it's even a harder question. Where'd you get all these questions?
I
uh,
used to ask the good ones.
yeah, it's a very smart question. I don't know. I It's a great question. No one has ever asked me that. Why did casting pick me? I don't know, but there were a lot of great actresses that were in the audition room when I walked in, and they're all recognizable faces that have bigger resume than me. And oh my God, I don't know, but it's an honor that they picked me. I think perhaps because there's a stereotype of Asian, that we see on TV. And Sony did not put any boundary on this character. And I think sometimes the trap could be you go stereotypical Asian, you know, ballsy. But I didn't go that route because it wasn't written. It didn't specifically said that we have to be so Asian with an accent. Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah, I totally understand what you mean. And when I was watching the movies for the first time, you definitely take on the role so well, and I feel like you steal every scene that you're in.
Asher, you're too kind.
True.
That's very sweet.
Yeah,
Uh,
anything that you have with Tom Hardy is definitely one of the heart and highlights of the film for sure.
oh,
Especially the dance scene in Las Vegas and the last dance. And I just feel like that was one of the best scenes of the movie as well.
okay, so I'm so glad you brought up that scene. So I watched it for the second time with my acting coach, and she brought up the fact, like when Venom comes out, that's when they could see him, right? That's when the danger all comes. And he was willing to take the risk to dance with me. And because he danced with me, that's why he
Yeah, that's why you got caught.
exactly. And that never crossed my mind. And I thought, oh, Venom loves me.
He really
Because
does. He definitely
right,
loves you.
right. And then so that didn't even cross my mind when I read the script the first time, when we danced, and until I watched it for the second time, then if my acting coach didn't bring it to my attention, I would go, whoop, whoop.
You know, and then when I was watching that scene, especially after the government came in and crashed
Yes.
the ceiling, interrupting the entire moment, I just loved how Mrs. Chen just stood up for both Venom and Eddie. You're like, leave them alone.
Apparently, they did not listen to me. Bad
Nope, they
government.
did not. It was definitely a really great scene of the movie, and I just loved um how involved you were in the final movie. I feel like that's probably one of the biggest moments of the movies that your character has been in.
Oh,
So I was like wondering, how were you able to film the dance scene with Venom? Was it all CGI?
I
How-
had a dance
uh,
partner. His name was also Tom. And so the dancing Tom is a he is a professional dancer and he's a big guy and he was wearing a baseball hat with a stick on top and then a baseball. No, like a tennis ball on top of the stick, just so I know where to look. And and that's how we danced. And yeah, it was a challenge, like not because of course naturally you want to look at someone in their eyes when you're dancing with them, right? And and like the director going, Peggy, the ball, the ball, the ball.
How many times did you have to do the scene before it was perfect?
Oh, honey, the whole entire day. No, I think a day and a half, or maybe 2 days. I can't remember.
So what kind of training did you have to go through for that particular scene?
Oh, they were so kind. They gave me a month of training, and the choreographer was Jennifer White, who also did Barbie.
Ooh, I love that movie for sure.
Yeah, right. I love that movie too. And so she choreographed Barbie and then Venom, and now she's doing Fantastic Four.
She's doing Fantastic Four. Oh my God.
Yes, 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 yes,
That one I
yes.
can't wait for as well.
Yeah,
I'm a
yeah, yeah,
big
yeah.
nerd. I love Marvel and I'm Fantastic Four is definitely one of my
And
favorites as well.
I see yours.
Yep.
Yes. Marvel. Yes, yes, yes.
It's
Love it. Thank
Look at my
you.
entire apartment. It's like one big nerd museum and I got like more Marvel than anything else.
I love it. And I'm gonna contribute. I'm gonna send you some gifts.
Thank you so much. I'll have to keep an eye out on him.
Yeah, just give your address to Anna.
Yep, I would do that. I'll send Anna my address and we'll go from there and I'll make a video for you. I'll shoot a video for you and I'll tag you on social.
I just hope you
Um,
like it. But it's from Sony. So thanks, Sony. Because I said, so Anna, my publicist, I said, Anna, well, what should we like? How am I gonna like sign my autograph? Like what on a piece of paper? Please ask Sony. So thanks to Anna. So Anna contacted Sony and Sony sent me the poster to
they
send to you.
did? Oh my gosh. I'll have to give them a huge
Yeah.
shout out for sure.
Yes, for sure. For sure, for sure. Yeah.
I would definitely let you know when I get that and I'll send a link over to Anna and then I'll post it on social as well.
Only if you want to, you don't have to because it's for you. And it's from Sony, and I'm just the middle person.
Nah, you're just as much involved here. So Mrs. Chen is one of the most beloved characters in the franchise. What was your reaction to Mrs. Chen being a popular fan favorite character in the films?
Okay, I have to ask you this. Okay. Like, why do you think it's fan favorite?
Because I when I was doing I feel like anytime I watch the movies and I talk to other fans, I see that like when I watch your scenes, especially at the end of the first one, you got to witness Venom for the first time after he stands up for you and chops off that guy's head. I feel like that scene comes up often, especially after your first appearance in the film, and then when Venom takes over you in the second movie, and then you had a cameo in the Spider-Verse movie. I feel like the character is mentioned so many times more than some of the other characters that come into the franchise, especially since you've been in all three films, so everyone recognizes you.
That's a great explanation because because from my perspective, like I don't know, like what's going on outside of the movie, and I'm so glad that you explained it to me so well, and I so appreciate that, and I thank all of you so much for supporting the movie and supporting me and Mrs. Chen. Thank you. And I think it's because, and I do think, truly, truly believe it's because of the fans. That's why I'm coming back. Because like After the first one, I thought, oh my gosh, they didn't kill me. Yay, yay, yay. I'm still alive. And I didn't know it was a trilogy. And then the second Venom, I still didn't know it was a trilogy. And I go, oh, I am still alive. Yay. And then the third one, when I read the script, I I thought to myself, oh my gosh, Tom and Kelly Marcel, which is the director and the writer,
Mhm.
they think that I could dance. What?
Did
Crazy.
you have dancing experience before you did the third one?
Oh, honey, no. No. Can you not tell that I am not a dancer? And I like the most amount of dancing I've done is when you take, hip hop classes at the gym and taking classes with your friends. That's it. That's 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 my experience.
And from being a constant returning character in the Venom films and having a cameo in Spider-Verse,
Yeah.
which Venom film or any of your appearance was the most rewarding to be a part of?
What do you think?
Hmm.
Number three, the
Number
last
three,
dance.
yeah.
Yeah, because I did the dance. Number three, because I think that's when I really got closer to both Tom and Kelly. And because Tom and I get this. So Tom asked me what I thought about the script. He has never asked me that before. And he asked me how I felt about the scene, about what Mrs. Chen is going through, about my everything. And I was so honored that he asked me, at A-list actors asking Peggy Lu what Peggy Lu thinks about the script. And he was like so open about, hey, is there anything that you want to discuss? Anything you think that you might want to do that's not in the script? So open to discussion on day one. Day one at 8 a.m. He called me into trailer, and that's what he wanted to know. And I thought, oh my gosh, he is treating me like an equal. Like we are on the same plane, and it just touched my heart. And then when we were at the premiere at on red carpet, I he was so far ahead, and then he stopped, he called out my name, and then he gave me a huge hug and to make sure that we got our pictures taken together.
That's so sweet. Tom
I
is
know.
definitely one of the greatest actors, and I love his performance in the movies. Um, and it's obvious that you guys have such great chemistry working together. What was it like working with him since the very first Venom movie?
Well, I'll tell you what happened at the when I first met him. You know, um, to describe Tom, you can't use words to describe him. I'm just going to describe his actions. And I think actions speak way louder than words. And my first day in October 2018, that's how far we go back. And I got on the set, and very nervous because I'm working with Tom Hardy and he seems so intense. Everything he does is very intense, right?
Right.
And he's a great actor. And I want to at least meet him at his level. So I got on the set early, running lines by myself, just talking to a wall like I always do in a corner. And then he comes up behind me, taps me on my back, and he said, turns me around. He gave me a hug first. Then he introduced me as, hi, I am Tom Hardy, first and last name. And then he said, I am in your scene, or we in the scene together. Some kind of scene, but I think he mentioned you or me. I'm in your scene or our scene. Like we're in it together. You know what I mean? Like, and I go, oh, but it's your movie. So anyway, okay. So that's what he said, right? So here I'm going, Miss Cool. Okay. I'm going, yeah, man, I'm gonna be cool just like you. Who? Like I said, who? Right? That's all my mouth could utter out. That's all I could say. I go, who, man? I mean, not man. I just said, who? And then he repeated again, I am Tom Hardy, first and last name, right? And then I said, duh.
You were so starstruck.
Yes, yes, yes. Like I was the biggest dork. And then so he probably sensed that I was very nervous. And this is what he did. He said, do you want to run lines? You know, like, hey, do you want? And then you know what I said? Nah, I got it. Doo-doo. Yeah, because and but then because he doesn't have like a huge entourage. He it just travels by himself. He travels with one hair person and one makeup girl. So that's two people, and that's it. So and he set the tone right then and there. And I just felt so comfortable, because then it just calmed me down and and he accepted like my weirdness to where because I would just couldn't even speak at that moment in time. And then so then as we did our scene, and then he came up with the idea, the part that I was speaking Chinese,
Hmm.
that was improvised. And guess whose idea that was?
Tom's?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. And then and this is what a dork I am. And then Tom says, "Hey, you know what would be funny if we improvise in Chinese?" And then I said, uh, "You speak Chinese?" Can you imagine I said that? And then he goes, "No, we just yeah." Like I have the worst comeback of anybody. And then he goes, "Oh," I mean, he just made it into a joke. And then I go, "Oh, oh, okay, yeah, okay." He doesn't speak Chinese. I'm a dork. So that was his idea, and I just love the fact that he loves to play. And he like he wants to try everything and just to be the best that we could be. And the way that he plays, the way he's so present, it brings out the best in everyone. And I love the fact that he just has no ego. And then when you're working with such a nice, kind, generous person, then you're able to relax and do your best because now you're not self-conscious, right? And you could relax. And that's what I love about him. So that was our first encounter. And ever he just knows how to make people feel comfortable. This is a
I
long
like
answer
that
to your
so
question.
much.
Yeah.
No,
I
I'm the exact same way as you when you mentioned how starstruck you were, and I get the same way, especially I go to Comic-Con events and I meet a lot of
okay.
people, and when
Uh-huh.
it's a certain someone, I freeze.
Right, right.
So I just freak out a little bit, but a lot of it has to do. I'm gonna get a little personal here. I'm autistic, so I get very nervous up front right there, and then I start to work my way into it, and kind of like how I get nervous at the start of any interview I do, and once
Right.
I gradually talking to someone, it comes naturally to me. Like I wasn't even nervous at all.
Right. Yeah, you are very natural. You ask hard questions, hard thinking questions. I love it.
Thank you so much. I truly appreciate that.
Of course, yeah. And then I could tell that you put some thoughts into it, and I appreciate that too. Thank you.
I do all my research as well beforehand, so I definitely like to come prepared for sure.
Oh, it's quite obvious you do your research, and that's awesome. That's awesome.
Thank you
I
so
love
much.
it.
I truly appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Of course.
With this being the last Venom movie, what was it like to be a part of a Marvel trilogy?
It's better than winning the lottery because it's a continuous gift. Sometimes I have to pinch myself because it just seems so surreal. And sometimes and the job has been so easy. And then you just don't God, it can't be this easy. But then then you realize that it's easy because the people in it makes it easy. They're so easy to work with. Everyone is kind and respectful, and that means so much to me, to everyone, anyone. From the workforce. Of course, you want to go to a place of work where everyone is nice and generous, not like catty and just yucky. But the set was just so easy. And I think I I just didn't know that such thing existed, I guess. And then when you're living through your dream, you're not even you're still in shock, still in awe that everything, some of the bad stuff you hear about Hollywood, it's not true. Sometimes you just expect, oh, the rumors that you hear, like something's got to go wrong anytime now. Someone's gonna start yelling at me, or like you're always on your tippy toe. But none of that came. Nothing. Smooth sailing, so easy, so fun. That's what I guess I'm coming. What I have learned through this whole process is that the pre the perception sometimes we have of this industry of what an A-list actor is, it's they're way beyond, so much nicer and kinder and generous than what I was thinking. Does
It-
that even make
That's the
sense?
great thing about comic book movies. It's like one big playground.
Yeah, yeah. And the more I think about, sometimes I get so get emotional because because you don't know how good you have it until you have it, and then now it's like the end of the trilogy, and I'm sad, but then I'm so happy and honored that I had this experience.
Well, we are actually out of time, but I truly appreciate you taking the time to chat with me today, Peggy. It was a true honor, and I enjoyed talking
Oh,
to you about the Venom franchise.
well, thank you so much for having me, Asher. Did I answer all your questions?
Absolutely.
Okay, cool. So I'm gonna get this out to you. Oh, yeah. Well, I don't know how to do this.
It
See,
disappeared.
yeah.
There you go.
There it is. I'm gonna sign it and then I'm gonna send it. So like I'm a little slow, getting to the post office.
No worries. I'm the
I
same
will get
way.
it. Yeah, it'll be like what day? This is the end of October. Yeah, within the next 2 weeks.
No problem. No rush. Thank you so much, Peggy, and I hope you have a wonderful night.
You too. Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. I will send over the link when it's posted, and I will also tag you in the post on Instagram and Twitter.
Okay, thank you. Bye, Asher.
Bye.
Bye.